everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of 52-week movie challenge. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I think it's not so blurry like it was last time. So I'm sorry about that. Once again, I posted a thing at the bottom because I didn't see it till after it was already approaching the deadline. So I had to get that done. But here we go. We are at week 35. Jeez, we're almost through the year. Past halfway. So there we go. We are doing a book adaptation, and as you can see behind me, I decided to do Peter Pan, the cartoon from 1953. I completed this on 8/30/22. The aspect ratio is 1:37:1. The runtime is an hour and 17 minutes. Genre is family animation, and it's rated G. Starring Bobby Driscoll, Catherine Beaumont, Hans Cornid, something like that. Bill Thompson, Bill Thompson. Bill Thompson was Smee. So we have Peter, Wendy, Captain Hook, and Slash the father, and Smee. Let's see. Directed by Clyde Geronimi, Wilfred. Oh my God, I cannot write. Jackberg, something like that. Hamilton. What the hell? Lusk, I think. Produced by Walt Disney. Written by Ralph Walt Wright and 9 others. Music by Oliver Wallace. Awards received was 2 nominations, one for the grand prize of the festival from Cannes and Best Youth Satellite Award. Now, I'm surprised this didn't get a nomination or an Oscar, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I think at the time, the 1953, there really wasn't that many stuff for the Oscars, like for animation. Why did you choose this particular film? Because I've always loved the story. Have you ever seen this movie before? A long time ago, and a lot of times during that long time ago. Would you recommend this film, and why or why not? And I'd say yes. I love it so much. And I gave it 4.5 stars, by the way. It's not a 5-star movie, but it's close. And we'll get into sort of why it's not and almost why I should have probably made it 4 stars and not 4.5, but we'll see. We'll talk about that. Which character were you most able to identify with or connect with in one way? I guess probably Michael. I was always the runt of the group. And then best line or memorable quote. But Captain, wouldn't it be more humane like to slit his throat? I actually thought that was really funny. I forgot that line. Were you surprised by the ending? And what would you have done differently? No, but because I've read the book and seen the play, and seen the movie as well, I wasn't surprised. And no, I wouldn't do anything different. Have you read the book? Considering the restrictions of a movie has, do you think the film captured the original story well? Yes. It was more like the play, but the play was based on the book. It stuck very well to it. And then anything else you'd like to add? Nope, just go see it on Disney Plus. So thank you, Disney Plus, for basically having films that I absolutely adore on there. I'm a huge fan of the old Disney animated movies. And so just like Dumbo we did, I'll probably do another one later down the line. But this is one of my favorites of the Disney classics. I mean, this is up there with Robin Hood, and Robin Hood's a 4.5-star movie probably to me too. Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid to an extent. But this is one of my favorites. I absolutely I loved it rewatching it. Considering I hadn't seen it in like forever, it was one of those films where I felt like it still holds up. Now, there is a disclaimer at the beginning of Disney Plus, of the Disney Plus version, which kind of lets you know that there are some stuff in the movie that was very uh, racist, but of that time period, it wasn't viewed that way. So they left it in, and I don't think they even cut anything out. They left it in, but they just left a disclaimer letting people know that like they do not condone the way people say things. But I mean, there's a song called, What Makes the Red Man Red, and there's a lot of Indian, Native American kind of insults. They call the Indians Indians, even Indians call themselves that. I mean, it is very gross at times in that particular sense. Uh, but the problem I have, like, thing is like I'm not familiar enough with the Native American culture that I could just see sort of where people wouldn't be cool with it, but I don't know anything about it. And I will be the first one to admit that um I would never make a movie uh that did that without consulting Native Americans first and making sure I was not offending their culture. But once again, back in the 50s, nobody really nobody really thought about it as that. They just thought this was the way the book was probably had and just the way it was sort of kind of viewed. So it wasn't that, but it had I mean, Peter Pan has always been one of my favorite stories growing up. Because I love pirates, I love Native Americans, Indians, whatever you want to call them. Uh and I love mermaids, and stuff, and I've always wanted to fly. But more that I thought about it years later, I don't want to fly. Flying just sounds a little bit too much to deal with. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I thought this was a lot of fun. Peter Pan himself. My favorite scene has to be Peter Pan dealing with Captain Hook and Smee while Princess Tiger Lily is kidnapped, and him basically doing Captain Hook's voice and everything. And I really enjoyed it. Like I had so much fun. This was a very cute, very, I mean, at that time, there was a lot of chauvinisticness with the guy because he's a kid, he's immature. That's why he needs a mother, and that's why he has Wendy be his mother, and the little lost boy's mother and stuff. And the lost boys are funny, and Tinkerbell being jealous. I mean, all of that stuff. I mean, if you've read the book, you know pretty much the storyline. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like this movie way more than Dumbo. I didn't hate Dumbo. I don't remember what I gave. I think I gave Dumbo a high review. But I would definitely prefer this over Dumbo. What did I give it? I give it what, 3.5? Yeah, I definitely, yeah. Compared to this, Dumbo is definitely a 3.5 to the 4.5. Um, like I said, Robin Hood and maybe Aladdin and Lion King are up there. Little Mermaid, I think, would be more down by Dumbo and stuff. So yeah, very much fun and exciting, and I love. I had a fun time with this one. Um, Re-looking back at it, it just was one of those movies that I think deserves to be talked about more. You can see it on Disney Plus. I mean, it is sort of very famous, obviously. Uh, but it's not as talked about, I think, now, especially with the culture and everything. I think it gets overlooked because of how sort of wrong that was back then. But even, like I said, even back then they didn't think of it that way. And things people have learned a lot about um, about our culture, and basically trying to make sure that we don't offend, people uh who live among us, and everything. So I totally get it. Um, all in all, I really liked it, and I think I loved it. Like, I had a fun time. So rewatching it, it made me smile the whole time, because I don't know. This is one of those movies I could watch if I'm, feeling sick or something and I need something to cheer me up. This would be one of them. Once again, a lot of Disney. Anytime I see the Disney logo where it goes like this, I just absolutely love it. It just brings me back to when I was a kid and would buy Disney movies just to see that logo. So, or rent Disney movies, and I would see that logo and just make me happy. Um, and they do that intentionally. Like, I know it. It's a marketing technique where they know, like, this sound and this, like, stuff is going to make you happy. So there you go. Anywho, that's it. That's my review of this movie. Yeah, I'm sure if you want a more detailed review, there's other reviews out there that probably go more into, like, the storyline and all this stuff. But really, this is the 52-week movie challenge. I just want to watch a movie every week, based on this book here. So awesome. All right. Yeah, so thank you so much, whoever wrote this, came up with this idea for this. I have no idea. I don't even say who. All right. Anywho, um, yes, so Peter Pan was that one. Next, is challenge number 36, so week number 36, and it's my favorite film. Uh-oh, what is my favorite film? You'll find out on that one. So I'm really excited because I haven't seen it in a year. Or has it been a year? I don't know. You'll see. But I can't wait to talk about it. And I've done reviews on it before, but I'll I'll try to get into the nitty gritty of what I really, really like about this movie. And if you know me well, you know what my favorite film is, because I talk about it all the time, and I talk about how it's my favorite film. So there you go. So we're gonna do my favorite film on the next one. So until then, enjoy the rest of the everything that's going on. So thank you guys so much, and check you out next week. Bye.